Hello, I'm Matthew Snape. This is the second part of my review of my clothing. This is the continuation of my base layers. I'm going to talk to you about the leggings that I use. These are Peter Storm leggings. They're a mixture of merino wool and synthetic fibre. They are absolutely fine in slightly warmer conditions here, but in the extreme cold, then I find that my legs get quite cold with these. When they get sweaty, if I have to move around a lot and I've got a lot of layers on. So these I use, but not so much. What I use instead is something like this, which is 100% merino. This is by Quechua. These are a size too big for me. I bought them that way because these go over the top of another base layer, which is in 100% merino wool. These are warm when they're wet because they're made out of merino. These are very, very comfortable, and I tend to wear these as part of a layering system whenever I go out. Then these are also by Quechua. These are fleece. These are not very good as a base layer next to the skin because they tend to accumulate the moisture next to the skin, which makes them very uncomfortable. But if I've got a layer of merino wool underneath, or two layers of merino wool underneath, then I find that these work very, very well at making a barrier between my shell and my merino wool layer. So these I use quite a lot, especially if I'm in extreme cold conditions for an extended period, or if I'm on a snowmobile and I'm exposed and my shell is exposed to the wind, and I need to put that barrier in there to make sure I keep warm. So these are what I use for leggings. For my upper body base layers, then this is probably my favourite t-shirt. This is a merino wool mix by Quechua. This is a tech wool mix. The merino wool in it means that it's very, very comfortable next to the skin. It's not itchy, and it also wicks very well. This is fine for short walks or for around town. I use this quite a lot. As I say, that's my favourite t-shirt here. But for extended trips, for big hiking trips or for extended expeditions, then I need something more than that. Like I say, I don't like the mixes. I like pure merino wool. This is one of my old base layers. I tend to use this for sleeping in, so this would be like pyjamas for me. The reason being, it's slightly too big, and I want something that is a bit tighter as a base layer. So this is good material, but I use that as pyjamas rather than a base layer for expeditions. Comparison to that, this is 100% merino, also by Quechua, and this one I use quite often. This is one of the ones I go to if I'm doing a longer trip. It fits me a lot tighter, so I'm happy to use that. One of the problems that I have is that that's not necessarily warm enough. So if I don't want to be adding extra mid layers, then I can use something like this, which is by Icebreaker. It's 260 gram weight, which means that it's a lot thicker than the other ones I've shown you. It also has these, which are thumb holes. When you have these, then it means that your hand isn't completely exposed if you take your gloves off. I found this is extremely useful if I'm taking photographs or I'm manipulating equipment, even doing zippers up when you go to the toilet or when you're changing layers. So this keeps me extremely warm. This is what I would use if I'm on a very long hike, or if I'm on a scooter trip and I need that nice soft layer that's insulated next to my body. So that is that. One thing I did notice is that hiking's fine, but if you're on a scooter or there's high winds, then if your scarf or or buff or whatever you're using to protect your neck slips slightly, then your skin could get exposed, and even a short period of time exposed to high winds and cold temperatures means you're exposing yourself to the risk of frostbite. So having a high neck, a zip-up neck like this, means that if there is a slip, then your skin isn't completely exposed, and that does make a massive difference. So this is quite useful for that. Again, it's 100% merino, I think, so this is another base layer that I use, and those are what I'm using as base layers.